Welcome to the Urban Impact Podcast. The Urban Impact is a part of the Nehemiah Project International. We're an international organization helping to transform people's lives and communities with the gospel and with entrepreneurship. We aim to shift mindsets and help you to think differently about a problem, because when you encounter a problem, you really are the ones that should own that problem and create a solution. And then also, we want people to understand that we have training, we provide coaching, and we give access to capital. And oh, by the way, we like to have fun. We like to make money, and we like to make a difference. And so I'm delighted to have with me as my guest today Jim Beatty. Mr. Jim Beatty is my newfound friend. I feel like we've known each other forever, and particularly because I had the privilege of going to the African American Expo, Golf Expo and Forum in Atlanta, Georgia on last week. And I was thrilled to be there and meet such great people, some of which I had known for a while because I've kind of been in the industry for about 20 years. Started when my son was 11 years old. He's now a 32-year-old man he's a husband, and he will soon be a father, so that means I'm going to be a grandfather. So I'm excited about that. And of course, my grandson will play golf. So you have three generations of Kiersmen playing golf. But Jim, you brought people together in Atlanta and did a great, great job. Tell our audience, first of all, who you are, right? And then we're going to talk about what it is that you do with Jim Beatty Golf Ventures. And then we also want to talk about why you do it. We want to talk about the fire behind what Jim Beatty and what drives Jim Beatty to do what he does. So go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience, Jim.
Well, Charles, thank you for having me. I appreciate you reaching out to me after the show and all you did during the expo as well too. I'm Jim Beatty. I am president of Jim Beatty Golf Ventures. We are involved in a variety of golf-related and economic-related activities around the country, hopefully around the world. I'm also president of a firm called NCS International, which is an economic development and corporate site selection firm. I'm based in Omaha, Nebraska, and I try to serve in a proper way. I try to serve my clients, the communities that I work with, all with the goal in mind of increasing wealth in respective communities.
Man, that's a powerful goal to have, and I could say that based on my experience with the expo, the first expo there, that you are doing a great job, young man. and so we want to learn from you today about your passion around golf and economic development and what that vision looks like in the future. But before we get into that, how satisfied were you with the expo?
Very satisfied. The comments that I have received during the expo and the emails I have received and phone calls afterwards tell me that we did a good job. We satisfied the exhibitors, the sponsors, and the attendees. I've just been overwhelmed with the delight that this has caused me and my staff, that we were able to deliver the project as we had planned, and we were able to put people together in a way that fostered and engendered economic development, relationships, and we're all looking at this as a foundation for further development, further activities.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So give us a summation to our audience that obviously not everybody was there, but give them a summation, a recap of what took place over the 4 days that we were together in Atlanta.
Sure. We started on Saturday morning with a youth and adult clinic. We had 4 African American PGA and LPGA instructors deliver that, uh, uh, deliver those instructions to the participants. And we had participation from the Golf Course Superintendents Association of America as well too, to talk about their first green project. We had sign up for those activities. 165 people sign up for that, and we had a fair number of those people show up, and I was very, very proud of that. I'm particularly proud that we had a lot of youth show up, especially young females show up to receive these lessons, basic lessons on golf, how to handle, how the stance, all of those kind of basic things.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday evening, we had a reception sponsored by the PGA Tour and the PGA Tour Superstores, and we had approximately 180. The estimates vary, 180 to 200 people from around the Atlanta area come to that as well too, in which the PGA story was shared in terms of its impact in the Atlanta area and some of the great and neat things that it's doing. And that was highlighted by a great panel discussion as well too. Sunday was the scramble. We had 84 golfers involved in the scramble, which included a couple of people, a couple of men that were adaptive golfers that showed many of us able-bodied golfers how to hit the ball, especially on the par threes. So I was very, very pleased with that. This is a community adaptive golf that needs to be supported significantly more than it has been in the past. A lot of great work has been done in Atlanta, but we had people from all over the country attend that session, the scramble, and of course after that we had a silent auction and had meals together. So that all went well. Monday and Tuesday were the actual days of the Expo and forum. So we had, I believe it ended up at 15 breakout sessions over the 2 days. Speakers from throughout the industry. We had exhibitors, of which your client was involved with 365, Black 365. We had about 30 exhibitors involved in that effort as well too. So there's a lot of discussion, a lot of networking, and that's what the intent was: is to create a forum for us to get together with the industry, have the industry meet us on our ground, if you will, share with us from their perspective and from our perspective the common goals we have, which is to increase the economic opportunities, to increase jobs. Literally, as I was following up this morning with a couple of the sponsors, they want to continue this. They want to send out information to the people that were in attendance to invite them to apply for jobs and openings that they have. So this, in my opinion, simply just open wider the doors of the industry, and that pleases me quite a bit.
Right. That was wonderful. Now, I need to take this opportunity to do a little bragging, right? So my client, BH365, they tied for first place in the charity golf tournament on Sunday, and they wind up actually finishing third because of the way a tie is determined based on the difficulty of holes. So I'm very proud of those guys, even though I didn't get a chance to play with them. But I did get a chance to be paired with some great people there in Atlanta. Two ladies, one which is the commissioner, the tax commissioner of Marietta, another one that is involved in politics in Atlanta, and then another gentleman out of Houston, Texas. So you had people from all over actually participating in this event, and that's what made the event very great. You had great sponsors, and I'm glad to hear that the sponsors want to continue. And oh, by the way, it's not a charitable thing, but it's a business decision because people, Black African American people amass up to $1.3 trillion of economic power. And typically, they do want to be involved in golf because golf is a networking sport. It's a place where you can meet people and develop your business strategies and contacts because people do business with people they know, trust, and like. And so golf affords you that opportunity. So, Jim, I'd like for you to share with us, how did you get involved with golf and the golfing industry?
There were a series of activities and experiences that I have, but to be a bit succinct with it, there was a gentleman here in Omaha. I live in Omaha, Nebraska, for those that may not be familiar with me. So all this was done remotely, coordinating everything. But my entry formally came through a gentleman by the name of Steve Hogan. Steve Hogan was an African American golf pro in Omaha that ran a par 3 course at a place called Miller Park. Steve is deceased now, and the course has been renamed the Steve Hogan Golf Course. But he became a good friend and mentor, allowed me to play quite a bit, gave me lessons on the game of golf and the approach to golf. But also, he had an organization called Hogan's Junior Golf Heroes, where he was taking young kids from the neighborhood to teach them various aspects of golf, but more importantly, to teach them discipline, respect, integrity, those kinds of things that you see reflected in golf throughout the world. He asked me to join his board of directors, which I did do. And from that point on, I got involved in fundraising for the organization, volunteered at some events that were held in Omaha through the PGA Tour. And one activity seemed to be foundational for the next activity. So it continued on and on and on and on. So that was one piece of it. The other piece would be my attendance at the PGA show, which is held in Atlanta, PGA Merchandise Show, which is held every January in Atlanta.
And was it in Atlanta or Orlando? Orlando.
Orlando. I got Atlanta, Georgia on my mind. It was held in Orlando, and at that event, which would be like Christmas for golfers, to see everything that the industry is bringing out. It's primarily for folks involved in the industry. I qualified because I also served as executive editor of the African American Golfers Digest, which is based out of New York and serves some 60,000 readers and we're very, very proud of that. Founder and publisher Bert Cook and I have been working together almost 18 years with the magazine, so I'm real proud of that. But this is a week-long event in Orlando, and throughout that week, there are a myriad of workshops and discussion groups. But there was only about an hour to 2 hours set aside to discuss items and topics of interest from an African American point of view. And so while I was very happy to participate in those sessions, it was apparent to me that over 1 week, 1 hour or 2 hours is simply not enough to discuss the issues that we were concerned with, people of color are concerned with. And so I would have to say it was an inspiration from above, from the Lord to put in my heart, you need to do something. You need to take the initiative and do something, and I'll help guide you on what that is. That's what happened. And at the last physical PGA show, we had the meeting. About 150 people attended that meeting, talking about Black and brown issues. And it was at that show that I announced that we would have an African American Golf Expo and Forum.
Wow.
Mind you, at that time, I did not have a location. I did not have a budget. I did not have anything lined up. It was simply I was directed, I felt, to make that statement. And then as a consequence of that, certainly had to follow up with it and put
Sure.
that in order to have it. And so I am extremely thankful to Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for guiding me in this process, and my team and the people that supported me in this effort. Dr. Michael Cooper, Mark Lowry, Craig Kirby, it goes on and on and on. Clemmy Perry, DeBert Cook. I'm going to stop there, but I received nothing but great support from these people and from the industry. I was very pleasantly surprised. And Charles, what I'd like to say is that as I approach people in the industry, manufacturers, retailers, you name it, they jumped at the chance, because my observation was that they had been looking for ways to get to the African American audience, not just as consumers, but as participants, as I mentioned before, to become part of their supplier diversity program, to become interns, to become candidates for jobs. I was very pleasantly surprised at their reception as I talked with them individually. And so I have to tip my hat to the exhibitors and sponsors for their response to the African American Golf Expo Forum.